Welcome to Season 2, Episode 17 of the Amplified Marriage Podcast. This is a Father's Day episode. We brought on our children to get their perspective on our marriage.
Welcome to another episode of Amplified Marriage. I'm Natalie.
I'm Brian.
I'm Amarys.
I'm Ranon. I'm Ehzra, and I enjoy knives, guitars, and walks on the beach.
Oh, dear God. Well, as you've heard us say thousands of times before, whatever you're doing, wherever you are, grab a coffee, grab a snack, get comfy and cozy. We're so excited to have a chat with you today.
As you can tell, we have included our 3 children into the podcast today. And because it's Father's Day and it's Father's Day week, we're going to say it's Father's Day week, Day week 2 week. We had a conversation with today actually during Father's Day. And we really want to just ask them some questions. And some of it's going to be raw. Some of it's going to be questions that I ask on the spot, just about the things and who they are and the things that they do and the things they love. So we want to start with Amarys. Amarys, what is one thing that you just love doing?
Everywhere I go, I make friends.
Which is,
Yep, it's so true.
We were at the skate park just a little ways from about an hour out of town today. And Amarys, within 60 seconds, maybe 2 minutes, had made a friend with the only girl her age in the whole place with people all around. And this is just kind of a thing that she does everywhere that she goes. And so this is a gift that she has. She's very much like me that way.
Yep.
If there's someone there, I can make friends with them just like that.
That's right. She'll talk to anybody. And that's one of the things I admire about her.
Absolutely, because Natalie is not like that.
I am not like that.
Absolutely. And Ranon, he is my oldest.
I enjoy driving.
Oh, yeah.
And he's only had his license for what?
10 days?
10 days?
Something like that.
And he
I
is
lost count.
crushing it,
He's
driving
doing
the car,
really, really well.
taking her hybrid around. And so far, there's no dents and no scratches.
The thing
Although
is,
the first time he was driving, he just ran us into a post.
Hey, we forget about that day, okay?
We forget about that day.
That car isn't small either. Just the second day of driving, I nailed it.
And that's
Yeah,
right.
you did.
And then from then on, it was just an upward momentum.
Yeah.
So my other son.
Hello.
Hello. His name is Ehzra. And what is something that you love?
Well, I'm stupid extroverted, so I like being outside. I actually say a lot how much the house is a prison and I'm stuck in here.
And that's sometimes only if he's been inside for like an hour.
He gets that from you.
Yeah. Although I think in my old age, I've learned to just chill, just be at home and not have to be out and about doing things.
That's right.
Right. And so Ehzra hasn't quite mastered that yet.
No.
And so as it is Father's Day, one of the questions that we want to ask you guys, and maybe we'll just go around the circle, but what is one thing, why do you feel it's so important that you have a dad present in your life?
Oh, you're talking to me?
Yeah, I'm talking to you.
Sorry. I feel like it's important to have a dad present in my life because of how caring, and he doesn't push you whenever you don't want to do. Like, we went to a water park a few years ago, and there was this one really scary slide called Valley of Fear, and it's like this whole drop, and it's like
That was scary.
half thing. And so I was trying to go on it. I'm scared, but I kind of want to do it. And I wasn't doing it. And I was like, I'm going to do it, but then I chickened out because I'm too scared. And my dad just accepted it. And
So I didn't push you to do something
No.
dangerous. Isn't that the year that I hurt my back?
Yeah.
no,
my neck?
Yes,
Yeah.
it was.
The neck on that one?
Yep.
In that exact
Yeah.
ride that you didn't want to do, I hurt myself and need to go to chiropractor for like a month.
Yeah.
Yep.
That
I
was
went.
the...
You
that
should have
was
listened to her advice.
I should have listened to Amarys.
If you're listening,
Wait,
listen to your kids.
wait, what
I went
advice
on
did
that
I give
ride
him?
5
Of, like,
Well,
times.
you didn't want to go, and
Yeah, that
I
dad
went
should have
anyway.
listened and been like, you know what? I think you're right. I shouldn't probably go either.
Yeah.
I went on that ride like 5 times.
Yeah, I ended up going on it a few times, and so it was painful every time, but it was worth it.
Yeah.
That's how I feel. Ranon, why do you feel it's important to have dad present?
Well, you get to learn life experiences and
Mhm.
life skills that you don't get from a mother.
Yep.
And so, like, shaving or keeping his cool when I almost destroyed the car. But he's there for you because God put him there for you. And he's, like, there to help you with your life skills. And he kind of pushes you almost
Right.
to, like, tell you or help you and shape you to become the man that you should be instead of the man that you don't want to be.
Oh.
That's awesome.
That's good. I really like that. Ehzra, why do you think it's so important to have a dad?
Well, because your father is your role model. So the daughters have the mums to look up to and the mums to copy and the mums to do whatever. But the sons, if the dad isn't around, then who are they going to look up to? They're going to find the closest guy they know. They're going to find the closest dad, and they're going to start looking up to that guy. And that guy's going to be almost responsible for the child. So having the dad is important to shape your future.
I appreciate that.
That was really good.
Wow.
It's enough to make a grown man cry.
Obviously got one who's a bit of the funny bone in the family. So, and then I want to ask the same question to you guys. Why do you feel it's so important to have a mom present?
I feel like it's important to have a mom present in your life because when like ever you make a bad decision, right, like when you go through different time in your life, you can just talk to your mom and they'll be there.
Yeah.
They won't just not accept it. They'll be there for you, even if you chose a bad decision.
Yeah.
To do something wrong, they'll always accept you just because, even if you did something wrong.
Wow, that's good. Ranon, why do you feel it's important to have a mom present?
Well, a mom has a certain type of gentleness that you do not have.
Are you saying that I lack a gentleness?
There might be
Yes,
a softening that could occur.
Did you talk back to me, boy? Your personality type.
Why do I sound like God of War?
His name is Kratos. Your personality type, it's very blunt and you're very truthful and right to the fact. Your mom, takes your feelings into account and kind of tries to let you down easy or tries to let you know easily. And so having a mom means that she can teach you other things that maybe dad can't teach you, like cleaning properly.
That's fair. So here's a question then. Just, do you feel that because I am, and you're not wrong, like part of my personality is that I move things forward and oftentimes I don't think about feelings, and it's something that actually all three of you have really challenged me to and mom poking at me like, look, bro, what you just did was wrong. Like there's been times where I thought I was right, but I was completely wrong.
Yeah.
Do you feel that mom has been a really good buffer to say to dad, being like, hey, you're being a bit rough. You need to go apologize or be softer in this approach?
Yeah, I'd say that mom really does assist with that because you can visibly see that we are very frustrated with you, but we sometimes do not voice our opinions as we should. So mom kind of pushes us.
So here's another question then, just on the side of just being open with this. Is the reason that you don't open up to me sometimes is because I'm just so direct? And you're just like, I know what he's going to say. It's not going to be what I need to hear in the moment. And so I'm going to go to mom.
Not always. Sometimes it's just like, I really am not in the mood to talk to you because you're not in an understanding mood right now.
Yeah,
that's
you're
fair.
in one of your like, I'm going to keep going.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to stop type
good.
moods.
Yeah.
Okay, first of all, what you're saying is you are a bit like Kratos.
That's fair. That's fair. I'm a bit like Kratos.
And yeah, I'm gonna take what he said, but he opens to mom more. I just feel like he's a bit more comfortable around mom. I don't know why, but like I open up to dad more because sometimes even though he is direct, that's what I need to hear is the straight honesty.
And it's super funny because when you guys were younger, it was the exact opposite. You just wanted to, as soon as I opened up, you just like literally would turn into a puddle.
Yeah.
And Ranon always rose up and he's like, let's go to war, dad, me and you right now.
Yeah.
And he always stood up to me. So he still does. And I don't think that's bad really, but you also now handle my directness differently than you did when you were younger.
Yeah.
And maybe it's partially because I've sawed some of the edge off.
Maybe.
I like how we say maybe, like that's probably not what happened at all, but thank you for bringing it up.
I'm saying it's a very likely possibility.
That's a very likely possibility. Okay, so then Ehzra, why do you feel it's so important to have a mom present in your life?
Because a mother shapes that side of your personality. Is the father shapes the figure, the mother shapes the personality.
Wow.
And
Ooh.
so what that means is that when you start to date someone, Ranon,
Oh Lord, because Ranon's the oldest.
I won't bring up the name, but he knows
Not
who
on
I'm
the
talking
podcast. We'll
about.
keep that.
Yeah.
Let
We'll
the
keep
listeners just
that
guess.
beside everyone.
Yeah.
As soon as I
But
find out who your crush is, I'm teasing you hard.
I don't like anyone, so you suck. But the mother shapes the personality, and the father shapes the figure. So in that moment, when you start to date someone, my philosophy is this: that you can't take someone on a proper date, so drive them to dinner and pay for dinner. Then you're not actually dating the person.
Ooh.
And
Wow.
so a lot of these younger people are like, "Oh, I'm dating. This is my girlfriend, and this is my boyfriend," and it's like you liking someone and someone liking you.
Right.
Yeah.
But the mother is important to that because she shows you how to treat a lady
Well
Mm.
done.
properly. Because a lot of these people, if you think about it, they treat a woman like an object because
Right.
they weren't raised properly.
Wow.
So
That's deep.
you need to treat your mother will show you how to treat a lady properly because she will show you the expectation a woman wants.
Wow.
Wowzers.
I don't even know how to respond now. And podcast done. Drop the mic.
Where do we go from here?
You guys have just brought like deep into this. Well, that's
I think that's insight from an 11, a 16, and a 14-year-old. The importance of those figures in your life. I know today is Father's Day as we're recording this, but you're valuable, men.
right.
We need strong men because you are that influence into the character of these children. And whether or not you have children, or you are a grandpa, or you are an uncle, you're influencing children around you, whether you realize it or not. And it's so important for you to step into that in the confidence.
Right. Absolutely. And it because like I have the ability, and we've been married for now 20 years. We just
Mhm.
had our anniversary a couple weeks ago.
Yep.
But I've been present in their life from beginning to end, and I've made it my mission to be able to keep my promises,
Yep.
to teach them as much as I can. Do I fall short all the time? 100%. I make mistakes. I have to apologize because I'm a jerk sometimes. Because I am a strong personality, oftentimes I see my way. That's the only way when it's really not the only way.
Mhm.
It was just the way in the moment.
Right. And I
But-
think being present, of being physically present, but you can be very absent and still be physically present.
Right.
So I think making sure that moms and dads with your children are present in the moment.
Yeah.
Looking your children in the eyes. And I know with the hustle bustle of life, it can be really challenging to set whatever you're doing aside
Right.
to hear them out, but it's so important.
Well, and so we've talked about the individual with you guys, to say the mom being present, the dad being present. So how you see us being healthy in our relationship now? Do you remember? Maybe Ranon, you actually can think back more than the other two can because you're the oldest. Do you remember?
I have a couple faint memories, but I do remember some moments where there was quite a few yelling matches at some points
Mhm.
Yeah.
in like when I was in bed at night. I heard a lot of yelling sometimes, but then as I grew up in the year, I remember that yelling turned less and less and less, and
Wow.
that's obviously God
So
turning dad and
Right.
mom,
Mhm.
obviously.
why do you always start with me, bro?
Kratos plus the Grinch
Because you
equals
asked.
dad.
Wow.
Oh geez. We didn't tell them to say that.
That's really good insight too, because
Yeah,
as
it's true.
I grew and matured, and mom grew and matured, we definitely fought less, because when you were born, we were 5 years married.
Do you remember, Ranon, when we had come for a holiday and we
Oh,
were in
yeah.
the Walmart parking lot, and I can't remember if Amarys was born yet or not, but
Yeah.
we were just in a foul mood, and you started crying in the back, and Ezra was in his car seat,
Then Ezra started crying.
and then Ezra started crying because you were crying, and I remember like yelling in the car, I just want to get through this dumb Walmart trip. So
Without fighting.
without fighting, put on a happy face. We're on holidays and just be done. And then we could hear
Oh,
you
yeah.
crying. Do you remember that, Ezra?
Mhm. Yep.
Really?
You were in a
I
bad mood.
Oh yeah, we were.
Yeah.
That's when dad like threw open the trunk and like the dog was back there. Dad like threw up.
No, that's a different time entirely.
Oh, so
that
he-
was just,
okay, so
that
I
was
remember-
other rage.
I remember the other rage. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, this is you were little.
It's faint for me, but I do remember a couple memories of parking lot yelling matches.
Mhm.
Yeah, and I remember Ezra saying, "I just want you guys to stop," or sorry, Ranon saying, "I just want you guys to stop fighting."
Yeah.
And we literally stopped in that moment. We prayed.
Well, we didn't pray right then. I think
We prayed.
was-
No, we prayed right then. I remember we stopped, we prayed, and then we went to Walmart, and the trip from that moment forward changed because we also asked for forgiveness for just arguing, like me and you, in the Walmart parking lot.
Well, we knew they were in the back.
Yeah,
but we didn't really care that they were in the back, right? I mean, there was part of something in my mind was like, well, they're never going to remember this anyways, right? And then it took his reaction to that to kind of snap us out of like, they are listening to everything that we are saying.
Right.
And they're feeding off the energy that we're giving off. What are we doing?
Right.
This is not how we can operate.
Right. So here's the next question. We've been married now for 20 years. You've seen us at our best. You've seen us at our worst.
Yep.
Mainly dad.
I've seen Mom in some pretty bad spots too.
Oh, yeah.
Right. So what's something you see in our marriage that you would like to take to your own relationship, your own marriage? Starting with Amarys.
You guys is caring.
What does that mean?
I want to take your caring because you guys are always so caring and loving each other. And if you guys get in a bad argument, you always forgive each
Ah.
Mm.
So there's forgiveness.
Yeah.
That's a good thing.
True.
Yeah.
Yes,
But
never.
that's
that
what you're
is
saying.
caring too.
Caring
right? Like
and
I care about
forgiveness.
Dad's well-being and his feelings.
Right. Right. Ranon, what's something that you see in our marriage that you want to take to your own relationship?
Well, in your current marriage, like not the before.
Oh,
Like
I'm like, this is our only marriage.
I know, but like the after, I think
The
I
marriage
like
of
your
God.
guys' love for each other. I think that the way you guys have somehow stayed together for 20 years.
Yep.
Somehow.
Probably God.
Yeah. Right. It's God.
Like, I would love to love someone that genuine. And I want to have that in a relationship with someone when I do get to that point. No comments, Ezra.
Wow.
That's really good. Ezra, what do you see that's something in our marriage that you'd like to take to your own marriage?
I have 3.
Oh. You always have just like overachiever. It's okay. Go ahead.
Well, I might be an 8, so. I said this in the car, but your brutal honesty. Because when you're in marriage, you need like, hey, you need to stop this right now.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't like what you're doing, and it's like, this is really bad. How you're handling this.
Right.
So the brutal honesty is very important for a marriage, because if I ever have kids, then I need that honesty to show them like how to like talk to people.
Right.
Almost. Do you know what I mean? So the second one is your integrity. So the integrity is because you promise your wife that you want to like
Date night.
yeah, you promise your wife is like, hey, do you want to do this on Friday? You're like, okay, yeah, sure. You make plans with your buddies to shoot pool on Friday.
Yeah.
You're going to take shots and like
Yeah.
shoot some pool. But then your wife is sitting at home probably crying because you just left her to go have a good
Right.
time that'll last 2 hours.
Yeah.
So the integrity is you need to uphold your end of the marriage.
Yeah. Wow.
Whoa.
You guys are just filled
Deep.
with some
Preach
wisdom.
it,
So
son.
you're saying that you see integrity.
Yes.
Yeah. And what's the third thing?
Discipline.
So
And not the spanky type.
No,
Yeah,
that's
those
a whole
ended years ago.
that's a whole different podcast.
Those ended years ago.
Yeah.
In the naughty chair.
In the
In the
naughty- yeah.
naughty corner.
The famed corner.
Yeah.
The famed corner.
Hated that.
One of my friends said this, and I was like, wow, that's so true. Our parents punish us because they love us.
Right.
And they don't punish us because they're being mean. And they're not punishing us because they don't like us. They're punishing us because they want us to veer off into the right track.
Right.
To go in the right direction.
Yeah, to go in the right direction.
So that's the whooping kind of discipline.
no.
No, there
That's
are
the-
consequences for your
Yeah.
choices.
You're right.
You
Yeah.
can make those choices, but
Yeah.
you have consequences along with it. So the discipline, again, we're going to veer off to the kids' side of things. The discipline is that I don't want my child to go off drinking and
Right.
sneak out of the house and do drugs.
Right.
So that discipline is important. Like, even now, I see that why you're disciplining me
Yeah.
is because you want me to be good. You want me to go into the right direction,
Right.
pursue things that I love, not
Yeah.
what I'm being pressured to do.
That's cool.
Yep.
Good word.
I mean, maybe in the heat of the moment, you may say things you may regret later on and apologize to your parents for that,
Yep.
even though they have no idea what you said, but you're still going to apologize for it because you feel wrong.
That's right. There's been lots of times.
Ranon, I've never said anything in the heat of the moment.
I have said many things and I have regretted them.
I'm sorry,
about
Dad, but
5
that's a
minutes
lie.
later.
Okay, you're right.
Like,
I have.
Yeah.
Generally, I regret what I said around 5 minutes later. I'm like, oh, I never should have said
Well,
that or even thought of that.
Here's a story about Ranon. Actually, this has been happening. He's 16 years old. Ever since he could write, if he got into trouble,
Mm-hmm.
I'd send him to his room because he literally would do something he wasn't. He'd like spit back, be mad, and I have to discipline him. And then like 10 minutes later, I remember he had a remote control car.
Oh,
He
I
would sneak
remember
down the
that.
stairs, drop a note that he wrote on the
Yeah.
car, and then drive it to us as we're sitting in the living room with an apology. I'm so sorry. And then how am I
Yeah.
supposed to discipline him now? Because you just sent a remote control car with your apology letter on it.
Yeah.
and at
I
16
remember
years
that.
old, he still feels that way, and he'll still write the letter and be like, "Hey, I'm sorry. You're right. I was wrong."
Yep.
And I've always appreciated that about you.
There's just some things words can't explain. So maybe letter form
He puts it on your
explains
pillow
better.
now.
Yeah.
What's that?
He puts it on your pillow now.
Yeah, he puts it on her pillow.
Yeah.
Yeah, pillow, laundry basket, under the covers,
Yeah.
wherever I can hide it.
And Amarys just sobs in her bedroom.
She
As
sounds
loud
really
as he
loudly.
can.
It's
Yeah.
like, I'm dying.
Not true.
Not true.
You're right. You have the dog in there with you.
Ezra does.
What?
So here's the next question I want to ask. What is something that you see, and this wasn't we didn't really talk about this one.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
God.
What's something that you see in our marriage that you just don't like that you just don't like and you're never going to take with you, your relationship or to the future?
I can
The
start this one.
inappropriate jokes is what I was going to say.
Okay, no, that I can live with as disgusting as it is.
They're not even
Okay.
dirty jokes.
So the other two, they're fine with it, but yeah, I'm not.
You just get weirded out. It's
Yeah.
hilarious when I kiss mom in public. You're like, oh, why?
Stop.
Stop. Yeah.
But when you guys fight, I hate to see that because you have such a strong bond and relationship together. So I hate to see you butting heads over the smallest things.
Yeah.
Mm.
And you guys are married for 20 years. You're 40.
Wow. I'm older
She's-
than that, but thank you.
That's
Don't even
40
say
that's
what her age is. You don't
42.
say less.
She's 16.
She's 16. There you go.
Yeah, that's not good though.
Yeah.
She's
Sorry,
22.
sorry, Dad.
I'm in trouble.
Mom's 22.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can't believe you stole what I wanted.
And like that it just doesn't make sense. Like I
Over
wanted the
little
plant
things.
over there, but I didn't want it over there. It's in front of my view for this thing, but I
Ah.
don't care where you want it.
So like the bickering.
The bickering and the,
Right.
the constantly like because I've seen you. This is where the brutal honesty comes in.
Yeah.
You put each other down sometimes.
Oh.
Oh.
Like mom's like, hey, can I do this? No, that's dumb. You haven't said that, but like
I see.
Yeah.
you,
Yeah.
you sometimes during those like again with the heat of the moment,
Yeah.
you put mother down.
Yeah.
I say mother and father a lot. You
Mother
put,
and father.
You put mother down because you don't agree with her decision.
Yeah. That's good. I can take that. That's not wrong.
Don't worry, I encourage her back up.
That's right. The encourager.
I'm like,
It
come on,
goes
Mom.
it goes
Fight
both
back.
ways. It goes both ways.
Fight back,
That's
Mom.
right. And
Fight back.
So I have a question I want to ask after for everyone, but go ahead.
I'm basically the same as Ezra. I hate seeing you guys fight. Like, butting heads over the smallest things is, in my opinion, quite ridiculous, but that will happen in marriage as nobody is perfect. But,
Right.
You're not wrong.
but like, I like that you guys make up, but I hate seeing you guys fight.
Right. That's good. So,
And
Amarys?
I don't like seeing guys cry.
oh.
Or only mom, because I've never seen dad cry before. He's too
Dad,
manly.
I've
Dad
seen it
has
once.
that feeling come out every so many years.
He's too manly.
I'm only allowed one time per 20.
It's been 7.
To be
Yeah. When
specified,
did I
I
cry?
hate
At
seeing
Grandpa's funeral.
mom cry
Aw.
because it just breaks me down. Like seeing you guys, seeing you in that way, it's just so stupid, and like I don't want to see you guys crying a lot because it hurts me more than you to see you guys cry.
Oh,
All right.
that was good.
Is that like crying in a movie? Or
No, definitely not. Or
Okay.
it's not crying in Dodo.
is not crying in the dodo? Don't watch
I
Dodo.
hate seeing you
Right.
cry when something wrong.
I see.
That's good. So, obviously at this point, you've seen that we're not perfect
No.
in our marriage.
What?
What?
I know, surprise.
Yeah. Do you
Do, do, do.
do you find it helps you see that we resolve conflict and that, hey, this is actually something that we can overcome? Do you think us not having a perfect marriage is good? Is not having a perfect marriage bad? Like, what's your thought on that? Like, because we're definitely not
question.
perfect.
If
right?
it's good, there's no variety.
Yeah,
Ooh.
that's good.
That's
Yeah,
a
if
good
like
way of
everyone
putting
was
it.
perfect, everything would be sunshine and daisies all day long.
That's
Right.
Like,
boring.
you wouldn't actually know how to resolve a fight if your parents made or didn't actually like argue in front of you, and they just made it seem like everything's okay,
Right.
Yeah,
and like made it seem like they're all perfect. Like you wouldn't actually be able to grow up and understand how to resolve these conflicts or
Right.
resolve an issue or apologize in
Yeah.
person or letter or do any of these things that your parents are there for to teach you if
Yeah.
you were just perfect.
oh, that's good. That's good.
Amarys?
What?
Do you feel that it's important for mom and dad to resolve conflicts in front of you?
Conflict means.
Problem.
Like-
Fighting when we're fighting.
Arguments
Oh.
or disagreements? Do you think that it's important if we talk about our disagreements
Right.
in front of you, and then you can see how we walk through
Uh,
that process?
I'm not saying it's a mean way. It's kind of.
Oh.
Cool or cruel?
Cool.
Cool.
Oh,
Do
Cool.
you guys like evolve into different stages? That came out wrong.
No, I
No,
see what
that's
you're
good. I know
saying.
what you're saying. Yeah.
Evolve into different stages of like argument stuff.
Right.
But also, it also kind of hurts me to see you guys argue.
What about affection? Do you feel that it's important that you guys see dad and mom holding each other and loving on each other?
Yes.
You think it's important?
Well, I think that if I didn't get my nightly hug from mom, I would probably die.
Or
This is such a weird thing
I
in our
think-
house.
I think
It's so funny.
If I don't give my mom 2 hugs, because
Yes,
every
you have a
night I
2 hug
have to
thing.
give my mom 2 hugs, or else I cannot fall. And also I can't miss I love you to the moon and back.
So
Yes.
we're showing. Did you have something you wanted to add to that, Ezra?
well, I never got to answer.
You
the
never got to
conflict
answer that
thing.
question.
Okay.
Oh,
Which question?
the conflict.
I never.
Okay, go
I
ahead.
just said there'd be no variety in having
Yeah,
a
Oh,
good
yeah.
that's
marriage.
Okay.
Okay, so do you feel it's important to see mom and dad resolve conflicts?
Yes, because that advances me in a person.
Yeah.
That
Okay.
advances my personality to be open
Like how to problem solve?
how to troubleshoot. How to
Ah.
troubleshoot marriage.
There you
Right.
go.
Boy, you'd quite the time to think of that one.
Yes.
And then,
Yeah.
and then what about, do you feel that's it's important to see your parents affectionate without being cringy?
Well, as you heard, like the 2 hugs and the nightly hug, I can go perfectly fine without being. I'm doing
you
air
can't be
quotes
part
right
of this
now.
family anymore.
Well,
I'm
I
doing-
can't.
I'm
So
doing
there
air-
will be a hug.
Yeah, I'm doing air quotes right now. The tucking in.
Right.
Oh,
so
yeah,
I
yeah.
can live perfectly fine without that.
Means you don't love mom then.
He's not part of the family
Ooh.
anymore.
Wow.
Wow.
But I need that hug.
He's
So
not part
Yeah,
of the
but
family.
mom forces me to. So
That's right.
I'm like, okay, I'm tired. She's like, where is he?
Wow.
yeah,
What
Yeah.
what happens when
So-
you're gone? Does mom still miss you?
She just
Yep.
cries every day.
I
But-
do. I do miss you.
But,
But-
it's good to have that so you can see what it's actually like.
To have a healthy,
And it's not
Affection.
like it's not like the movies where everything's fake.
right.
Right.
The movies don't give you a good indication oftentimes about what relationships are like, what marriage is like, anything like that. That's really good. Is there, I think like we've kind of run through the questions. We've asked a few extra ones and you guys have done a really great job.
To add to the affection thing, I think that seeing you guys being affectionate with each other does help. Seeing
Yeah.
that you guys still do madly love each other like you
Yeah.
did when you were on your honeymoon or when you first got married. And I think that's good for us because you guys still do really care about each other and us.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, we do. All right. Well, I mean, honestly, this was really enlightening, you guys. I appreciate the freedom of your willingness to speak, even on the tougher subjects, tougher questions, like what's up you don't like. Yeah, but it's good.
And to talk from your heart, because none of this is scripted.
And this isn't, and this is the thing. It's not. This is a Father's Day episode, but this
Yeah.
really just shows what it like. If you're listening to this, and maybe you don't have any children, maybe you're in the process
Of adopting.
of adopting, or you're looking to have a child, or you're just wondering how your husband is going to be like when you have children
Yeah.
or your wife. you have to know that we screwed it up so many times.
Big time.
And we've asked our children for forgiveness so many times. We've shown our authenticity, our willingness to be genuine with them regularly.
Yep.
Only because that, and they say that helps them be a better person. Really, it helps us.
Yep.
It helps us be a better married couple. It helps us be better at a relationship. Having children helps us be better at conflict resolution and better about how much we fight how much we fight in general, why we're fighting, and working these things through. And to be able to walk that stuff through with kids in the house means you always have eyes on you.
That's
and
right.
so just know that your relationship, if it's in a rough spot communication wise, it can be healthy, it can be whole, and it can be something that's absolutely amazing. So you've heard us say before, do you guys have anything last minute things you want to add before we move forward a little bit?
I'm being held at gunpoint to say this.
We're going to be
Wow.
editing that out because I feel like
That's probably
no,
not
I
good to
don't,
put on the
I don't
internet.
think I really have anything else to add, except that if mom didn't have dad, no one would be able to kill her spiders.
That's a very good point.
very, very good point.
That's a very good point. I think just leaving this on a, note of how important fathers
Healthy.
are
and
and healthy fathers are
Those
and
are-
healthy mothers are and a healthy marriage dynamic, because, in our case, there are 3 people that are watching when we might think that, oh, they can't hear us
Yeah,
or they
absolutely.
can't see what's going on. It's so important.
Absolutely. And so that being said, hey, thank you for listening and being a part of this. For all of you that are all of you that are going to hear this, thank you for just enjoying. I hope you enjoyed a little insight into our family, into some of the things that we got through the personalities of our strange. But if you have a question or a topic or anything you want to discuss, even if it's a parenting question or anything like that,
Because I think as we move through our topics, parenting is going to be coming
Yeah,
up.
absolutely. So as you heard us say before, we believe that marriage can be reset,
Refreshed
recharged.
and restored.
Thank you so much for listening.
Talk to you soon.